The FOMC's actions today are part of our ongoing efforts to support economic recovery and job creation while maintaining price stability.
The Federal Reserve has adopted a new strategy as it pursues economic recovery. Chairman Ben Bernanke saying today that for the first time, the Fed will set policy not by date, but according to measures of the economy, specifically unemployment and inflation. Neil Irwin is here to talk us through it. So Neil, this is, we hear, a big deal. Why is it a big deal? What is the change?
Well, what the Federal Reserve is doing is saying we're going to keep pushing money into the economy, we're going to keep interest rates low to try and get the recovery on track, but we're not going to do that by telling you, oh yeah, we think we're going to keep rates low till 2015 or 2016. They're not going to set an arbitrary date. They're making clear what is the world that we would live in, what is the economy we would live in that would lead them to start to unwind those policies. And they're saying specific numbers. They're saying an unemployment rate of 6.5% or an inflation rate of 2.5%. When we hit either one of those numbers, then they'll start to think about removing these easy money policies, but not until then.
And because we're at, what, 7.7% unemployment now, so we have to go all the way down to 6.5. That could mean pumping a lot of money into the economy, and I'm sure a lot of armchair economists are at home saying, wait a minute, we're looking at an inflation problem here.
Well, that's why they have the two aspects of this policy. So if there does start to be an inflation problem, if we hit 2.5% even, that's when the Fed starts to say, okay, well, that alone is enough to tighten policy, even if we're not where we want to be on unemployment. But it is a change. It is creating more risks because it's a new, untested, unproven strategy.
Is this new money, new easing, or just a new way to conceive of how it's going to be, whether we're going to keep doing it?
That's interesting. The Fed is, on its actual policies, the actual amount of money it's pumping into the economy, interest rates, that's continuing where it's been. They're buying $85 billion a month in bonds using newly created money. That's been the policy since September. That's continuing into next year. What they're changing is the communications, how they talk about it. They're hoping that that creates more confidence in the future, more confidence in growth, and that has a positive benefit for the economy.
What concerns should we have about this policy? The ones that come to mind are stagflation, if the inflation happens before the easing has had its effect, or if, we lose the strength of the U.S. dollar, all of a sudden the whole house of cards kind of comes down.
Yeah, look, those are risks, and I would add to that, the Fed has done a lot, and if we have a new recession, if we go over the fiscal cliff, for example, and have a steep downturn, they might be running out of tricks, and so we don't know what is left in Professor Bernanke's bag of tricks. But not too much, we would think. So that's a risk as well. Look, this is an untested policy. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's a good thing for the U.S. economy.
A trick they will keep playing, at least for a while.
Exactly.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks.